Hey Tiffany,
What?
we gotta do it.
We're gonna do that now?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, well, hold on a sec. All right, this is sort of the end of an era for me. This is my desk. 4.5 years at Shaw TV Chilliwack. Job straight out of broadcast school, so I've had a lot of fun doing it. So I thought we'd take a little look back at some of the things that I did. I remember when I first got here, I had never done a full story on my own. And they sent me out with the camera gear. I can still remember the story. It was robots made by high school students, and there was a competition at UFE. And I just remember being panicked. Okay, I gotta get certain shots, gotta get, to make sure it sequences well, everything we learned in broadcast school. And he's off. The robot makes his way over to clean up after the dog's dirty mess. Grade 9 students from Yale Secondary at the University of the Fraser Valley's Trade and Technology Center in Chilliwack to celebrate the end of a semester and to show off their skills in the Smart Housekeeping Challenge. Derek Durham is the students' tech instructor who organized the competition.
Right now they have to build a robot to design and to perform several functions and tasks. Number one, they have to walk a dog. And they have to clean up after a dog because he tipped over the garbage can.
So looking back now, I'm actually really impressed with myself that being my first story. It was completely correct when we learn about how to put together a story in broadcast school. So looking back, I'm like, at least I nailed that one. Now, we tell stories and we also sometimes put ourselves, the reporters, in the stories in a stand-up. So I thought I'd give it a try. It was a couple months in, and I would give it a try at the Hope bowling alley. And so I had it all worked out in my mind. I would stand, see something, bowl the ball down the lane, and then bowl again and shoot the pin so it looked like there was someone else shooting me doing this stand-up. So I did it, and looking back at that now too, I'm pretty impressed with myself, and clearly at the time I was impressed with myself too. Each year in Hope, there are 8 lanes available to be sponsored. So far this year, 11 have stepped up and sponsored lanes, with most likely the number coming to 13 by the time the event takes place. So as a host and reporter, you get to choose a lot of the stories you do. So it's a great way to meet people and see things and try them out for a little while. And me being a fan of food, thought I would book a lot of food stories. So looking back now at all of the different stories that have food involved, or food ordering involved in any which way. Sometimes I wasn't in them, sometimes I was, and it was an excuse to eat on camera. You know how some people are really afraid to eat on camera? Well, not me. Usually doing a story about food meant I got to eat. So after a while, we kind of developed a saying from this. Now, you know that it's a true go show that is in the books because I get to sample some food. Oh my goodness, watching all those clips of all the food's making me hungry. Surprise! Anyway, we get to do a lot of different stories on, of course, whatever we want to do, and sometimes people reach out to us to do stories on them, and actually one of the best memories, one of the best things I got out of my time here at Shaw TV Chilliwack is that I was able to find my best friend. A local musician in Agassiz contacted me and said, hey, can you do a story? And I thought, okay, pretty routine. I've done lots of stories on artists, musicians, that sort of thing. Went out, did the story, great. And he followed me on Twitter and Facebook and vice versa. Of course, being in TV, social media is a big part of it nowadays. Followed him, we chatted back and forth. I guess his sister followed me too, and we had exchanged some communication on social media, and eventually I was like, okay, we need to take this offline. You seeing me on TV doesn't count as meeting me. So we actually met in person, and we've been really, really, really good friends ever since. So I found my best friend from my job here at Shaw TV Chilliwack.
Tiffany is definitely perfect for her job because we cannot get through a movie together without learning about all the camera angles, which drives me nuts, but that's okay. Also, she's taught me a lot about social media and that in fact it is not stalking, it is research. If it weren't for Tiffany working at Shaw Chilliwack and doing a story on my brother, then I never would have met my best friend today.
So this has been my life for the last 4.5 years. It's been a blast. Of course, like every job, there's ups and downs and that sort of thing, but I love what I do and I'm very fortunate to do what I love. And change is good, right? Even though I'm leaving Shaw TV Chilliwack, I'll still get to be doing some TV stuff that I love, just in the bigger city. And the biggest thing, it's a bittersweet change, but you know, I'm gonna of course miss the great community out here in the Upper Fraser Valley and the team I work with and the managers I report to. But one chapter of life closes for another one to open. So on that note, I'll leave you guys to it and I will see you on TV. Wow, I can't believe we've come to this point. The end of my very last episode of Go Fraser Valley. Now, it's been a pleasure working with everyone I've connected with in the community over the years. And I'll never forget what I've learned and the experiences that I've had. And hopefully you've enjoyed watching my stories and segments as well. But don't change the channel because Go Fraser Valley is continuing each week with your new host. And you can still see all of our great stories on our website. And we still want to hear what you want to see in Season 2 of Go Fraser Valley, so you can connect with us on Facebook or on Twitter. And I guess it's time. So hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. And for the last time, I'm Tiffany Gurdon for Go Fraser Valley, and we'll see you around.